extended run of the Trade High Bustleton stage, 5.2 k's long, and a pretty good run from all.
Yeah, it certainly was. You know, everybody's looking to get their second sort of heat off to the best possible start. 0.7 of a second between John and Tom. That's pretty impressive. Obviously, John's getting a lot more confident in his new car.
Also, a much better day's start for Ben Searcy, or heat start for Ben Searcy. He did a pretty good time and would be a lot happier with the way he could start the second day.
I think he was just happy to be on the stage. He hadn't actually been on a stage on the gravel all day, so you know, to actually get out there and to put in such a great time, that was great to see. Great reward for his crew.
Yeah, the boys did a big job. When we check out the graphic, Glenn Oxley, good. He got his car sorted and was only just behind Ben by under a second. Raz, another on the pace, top two-wheel drive on the same second. Boy, he really rings that thing's neck. The Floods, Allison and Peter, 6th. Rando and Reynolds rounding out the top 8. Well, Glenn, heat 2, back into the gravel. And we've said it before, if you're on the pace, first special stage out, Brockman, you can catch the others napping, and that's exactly what Wild and Kirkhouse did. A fantastic run through that stage. You and I talked about that stage and how tricky it is. They did a great job there and built up a very good lead.
Oh, they certainly did. You know, like you said, I think in the ARC show we did, that, you know, that stage has everything, and it has, you know, it rewards commitment. Tom went out there. You know, he was pretty pumped after the first day and a lot of confidence, you know, with Maddie and the car and everything else, and everything working perfectly. To be 50 seconds faster than the next best over something like, you know, 18k, that is like one serious effort.
Mate, unfortunately from there though, it went downhill because they were looking good. Second stage out, Folly, just not even very far into the stage, and a puncture. And it went down straight away. And I've seen the onboard vision, and it looked to me like they were in the middle of the road. Yeah,
I mean, how unlucky. The people there doing the road closure actually brought back a piece of metal that they actually think flicked out from underneath Tom's car when he went over it. Like you say, he was in the middle of the road. He wasn't cutting anything. He wasn't doing anything wrong. And then the piece of metal, like it, you know, perhaps it's from an old cattle grid or something, but it's unlucky. Like there's nothing else to say. It's just pure.
Yeah, unbelievable luck for them. As we can see from the vision, stop and change cost a lot of time. On top of that, more assault for the wound. They just pulled out behind, I think it was Lewis, wasn't it?
Behind Lewis, yep.
So they had to drag around in the dust for a while.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, pretty disappointing at the end of the stage, you know, to go, you're on, like you said, the first stage, he was second fastest behind Harry, only 8 seconds behind in the ARC, and that's just brilliant time. And then to have that, it's just, like it is, it's a very cruel sport.
Super bad luck for Tom, dropping them way down to 18th. Meanwhile, for O'Dowd and Fever, though, clean and quick to get to service on top with a 24-second gap. A good start to day 2 for them.
John's obviously a lot more confident in that car now. He's doing a great job. The smile's still as big as ever, and the stage times are getting better and better. Finally,
a good couple of stages for Ben Searcy. We're on board here. You can see he's really working pretty hard. The team, he and Jimmy Margette, doing a great job. He'd be happy with second. Oxley and Reynolds also up there, both in the top 4.
Yeah, I think Ben's obviously happy to be on the gravel. You know, all jokes aside, he hasn't driven on the gravel for a long time. To do no stages on the first day, and then he's come out obviously on Sunday and done a brilliant job. And like you say, Oxley do another with, you know, difficult first day, but it's come out fighting on the second. And Reynolds once again very consistent and very quick.
And Glenn, the flying Razblade in the two-wheel drive, he absolutely gives it everything with this 5th outright, and the leading two-wheel drive car, he and co-driver Nicole, as we can see from the onboard, always very busy in this little rocket.
They certainly are. Raz is obviously super confident in that car, and Damon, as you can tell from the notes, is doing a super job. The team obviously working extremely well together in the car and putting in some amazing stage times.
Well, back out again for 3 stages, Glenn, but still plenty of work for the crews to do on this section.
Yeah, like big loop, 47k, some tough stages. Healthway loop first up. Obviously, that's a bit of a slightly different stage than they did on Saturday, the Healthway stage, and then onto range, which is the new stage. Obviously, starts and finishes and the same as Ellis, but obviously with the fires, they've obviously had to put together a new stage. And Ellis the range was obviously quite tricky, you know, new pace notes for everybody. So yeah, it's going to have to be on top of your game. And then back to Brockman, as we've spoken about already, one of the toughest stages anywhere you'll find.
wild on the pace than quickest, but of course he's got a heap of time to drag back. He was 15 seconds quicker than Johnny. On board now with Johnny and Tony, a great job. They're getting more and more comfortable with this car, and I think probably now he's happy to just keep the pace that he's got, not do anything silly.
Yeah, he's in the lead now, obviously. You know, Tom's had the drama, so yeah, for him it's consolidation. Go out there, do the consistent stage times that he can do, and bring home the result.
Tom, the quickest on all 3 stages. It came back into service and he'd already jumped a whole heap of places.
Yeah, once again, we've said it all weekend that it was a massive effort by Tom. Some amazing stage times, not just in the West Australian Championship, but in the ARC against the best in the country. And he was on target, possibly to get back onto the podium.
O'Dowd and Fever leading the state championship. 3 good stages. Second quickest on all of them. A really good job. CSC another on the pace. A couple of third quickest times for that team. Cody Reynolds just 6.1 seconds further back in third.
Cody's doing a great job. He is. I think he's sort of coming of age. He is not so much experience, but he's certainly been very consistent this weekend and done a brilliant job.
And we can't forget that the Make Smoking History Forest Rally is a tough event. There's plenty of pressure on, plenty of people going quick, and in this particular weekend's case, some new stages and some tough stages.
Yeah, exactly. The stages haven't been driven on. The roads haven't been driven on in the past, so they're super slippery in spots. They haven't had a lot of rain down in Nana, so the roads were very difficult to drive on.
And Glenn, the 2-wheel drive battle, Raz Vlad out front, he and Nicole pushing hard. They get rewarded for their effort. And the lead of the championship in 2-wheel drives, and of course, very good stage times outright as well.
Yes, I don't think he was out of the top 6, on any of the stages on Sunday. Great job. We said before, the car was for sale. I'm glad it hasn't been sold. I think Raz would probably be quite happy about that as well. It's a super job by Damon and Raz.
The other 2-wheel drive team struggling slightly in the morning and are a fair bit down the field. King and Stafford holding down second place after an up and down morning. A couple of good stages, but also with some problems. Josh and Logue in the always sideways S15, just 4.8 seconds off King. A big effort there as well. So the top 8 now at the midday service. O'Dowd, CSC, Reynolds, and amazingly Wild, who's come up from 18th after his puncture. Oxley 5th, Vlad the first 2-wheel drive, Pusey and Rando a great job 7th and 8th respectively. Glenn, just 2 more stages on this final loop, the dust hold taking its toll on the overall time allowed.
Yeah, as you say, obviously adding that extra minute gap between all the cars has made it such that they can't run the last day just through the road closure times and such. So that's the way it is. They've made the right decision, tough call, but yeah, the correct decision was made.
And these couple of stages are not to be sneezed at, very technical and very tricky. In fact, a piece of it's new as well.
Yes, Healthway obviously has been used for a long time. That's probably the quicker of the 2 stages. Averages somewhere up around 100 kilometres an hour, whereas the new range stage probably has a bit more in it. It's something down around sort of 90 kilometres an hour for the fastest cars. And I think, as we described before, lots of up and downhill, probably more downhill than anything else, so very, very tricky.
Well, absolutely no mistake from the O'Dowd and Fever crew. Fast and neat, and in fact, quickest time to finish the day. What a great job. They took the heat. Fantastic work.
Yeah, as you say, an absolutely fantastic job. Left-hand drive, first time on the stages like that. That's no mean feat at all. It is a difficult, as you know, confidence in a rally car is everything. So, I'm sure with every kilometre that John's done this weekend, he's gained more and more confidence, and he'll be looking forward to the next event in that car. It's a world-class car, and he's doing a superb job in it. Yeah,
I reckon he'd be saying that if there was a few more stages to go today, he'd be happier still and probably be going even faster. But yeah, as we've all said, and as he said himself, very, very happy, fantastic job, hasn't put a mark on it, and defending his championship title pretty well.
Oh, perfect way to start the year, in the best car here, and obviously, and leading the championship. Absolutely perfect way to get his season off.
It's an awesome car, and I'm enjoying driving it, so it's great. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there, a lot to learn. I'm still learning, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah, big smile on the face.
Glenn, another to do a great job, Ben Searcy, second for the heat. He'd be really happy with that, and points for 5th outright.
I think he would have been happy to be on the gravel today, actually, to see a stage. Great comeback by the team. Everybody worked super hard to get that car. So it was actually performing 100%, and yeah, he's done a great job. First day back in the gravel for a long time, and to be in second, I think he'll be one to watch in the championship.
Yeah, big plans for that team, I think. 3rd outright on the heat. Amazingly, Tom Wilde and his co-driver, Matty Kirkhouse, from 18th outright, they came all the way back to grab points for 3rd in the heat. Unbelievable.
Once you have that drama, refocus, go back out there, flat out. And then the drama wasn't quite over though. You know, poor guy.
Unbelievable.
He was on target for a podium.
ARC podium.
Yeah, sorry, an ARC podium. And 7 kilometres before the end of the rally, or the end of the last stage, the turbo's cried enough. He's been pushing that car hard all weekend, and yeah, it was just unfortunate.
A brand new turbo, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Brand new turbo before the start of the event, and just unlucky. Very, very unlucky. But yeah, still super job by Tom. He managed to pit poor old Cody Reynolds by 2.5 seconds. So I mean, Cody's done a brilliant job as well all weekend. Hasn't put a foot wrong. He should be very happy with what he's done.
So when we look at the graphics for the outright, Glenn, O'Dowd and Fever, Wild and Kirkhouse, great job. Cody 3rd outright points. Pusey and Pusey, fantastic job. 4th outrights, valuable points. Equal 5th, McGuinness and Searcy. Equal 7th, Vlad and White, 1st and 2nd in 2-wheel drive. Fantastic job. Glenn, special mentions, as we've just said. Pusey and Pusey, great job in the Legacy. And McGuinness, the Mad Irishman in the bright orange GC8, also good job.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see the Legacy out there, and you know, it brings back lots of memories, obviously. But yeah, Pusey and Pusey have done an awesome job this weekend to bring that car home in a great result in the top 6 there. And like you said, the Mad Irishman, he's obviously fast last year in some rounds, a few issues here and there, but he's obviously getting it together, and he might be one to watch.
Glenn, when we talk about the 2-wheel drive, here's the graphic of the top 8. Wow, there's some interesting names in there, and plenty of action in the 2-wheel drive championship. The times and the results are all over the shop. These guys always put on a good show, and it's a great start to the season for them. It's probably likely to continue.
It certainly is. You know, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, they all put a show on, and it's great to see. And yeah, like you say, times all over the shop, so which is great. It gives us plenty to talk about.
And the next event on the calendar will be the Carry Rally down in Manjimup, Glen. A great rally, should be very interesting, and obviously lots of teams getting involved, as we have spoken about before. Thanks again for your work. Great job. See you next time.
Thank you very much.